So a lot of times you hear us talk about redcord and how it is suspension training with like a PhD. The reason we say that is we have so many different ways we can adapt this apparatus to fit our client's needs. A simple exercise like a chest press is a good example. So I'm going to have him go ahead and take his hands into the actual handles, and he's going to lean into a plank. So he's going to take his body out into a plank. Coming up on the toes, good. So he's doing really good. This is actually the first time he's actually really worked on a redcord. So this will be really kind of a neat way of how we adapt. So he's going to go ahead and you can start to see how he wants to kick his butt out a little bit. Go ahead and lower yourself into a push-up. He's doing really good. Excellent. And push out. Really good. So you can definitely see how the suspension training is working him. And go ahead and lower himself in one more time. And it's really nice that you can really see him working through his body a little bit faster. Good. And then push back up. So he's really doing well. The neat thing about redcord is you have 2 points of suspension here. One more time for me. And that allows us to kind of keep it more isolated on each shoulder than pulling towards the middle like with a TRX. So this is really kind of a neat way of adapting things. Come on up. He did really well with that. I'm going to go ahead and do something a little different. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adapt and put a little bungee on him. Because we were kind of at his limit there, but I still want to push him a little bit. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this down. Now when I lower this down closer to the ground, make sure they're equal, good. It's going to definitely make it a little bit more taxing on him. So go ahead and put his hands in, good. We're going to go ahead and tighten the rope, take the slack out, good. Now lean forward into a plank. The first thing you're always going to do is get a good position. Now, you can even see without the bungee, if I took the bungee away like that, you can see how he's putting that in his back. So this bungee is going to allow me to adjust his body. Drop your hips forward a little bit. There you go. Good. Now, go ahead and lower yourself in to do a push-up. Good. Let those hips go with you. See how he left his hips behind? And push on out. Instantaneously, he's trying to use his back instead of his chest. Go ahead and lower. And this is what happens a lot of times when you're using suspension training without the ability to use a bungee or anything like that. Now I can adjust the pressure of the bungee by also changing its position. So I could actually make it a little bit harder. Go ahead and lower. And you can see how he's going to struggle a little bit more. And then push on up. So that was one way I could change it. Go ahead and come back up. Stand up, good. The other thing I could do if I wanted to make it a little bit easier, because I made it harder with the bungee, is to pull the suspension train, the point of suspension back a little bit, which allows us to kind of change it so it's not quite as deep of an angle for him. So let's go ahead and do that again. Drop the hips in. Excellent. Hold right there. Now go ahead and lower yourself in. Bend the elbows, lower, keep the chest, hips go with you, hips go with you. And push on up. So do you see how his arms changed? They actually came down by his side more. Keep your arms steady with my arm. Go ahead and lower. Because we have this bungee, I can make adjustments to him. Elbows out. And push on up. And come on up. And I can make adjustments till I get just what I'm looking for to challenge him so he doesn't lose that form. So I'm going to bring it not as high as we were, but a little bit higher than he was this last time. Go ahead and lengthen on out. Take the hips in, toes up. Up, lost everything right off the bat. Arms wide, good. Up on your toes a little bit, good. Pull the core in. Now lower yourself in, bend the elbows, elbows to the ceiling a little bit. There you go, like that. There you go. And push on up. So bring your hands up just a smidge. There you go. And bend in. Now you're going to see that he's really working across his chest. Can you see that difference? he keeps on wanting to try to make this into a tricep push-up where the elbows are down by the side. And I'm trying to work the shoulder girdle, not so much just the tricep. So he's really working through that now. Take your butt with you, drop your hips, there you go, and push. One more for me. And push. We'll do one more just because I'm going to give you a little bit more bungee so you can kind of see the difference effect. Allow your stomach to fall into the bungee. Good. There you go, and push. Let's do one more after this so you can really see that. And same thing, just go ahead and allow it to come in. Not quite so wide with the hands, good. And push. And come on up, excellent. So you can see how many different ways we can adjust this equipment to better suit our clients' needs to make sure they're getting the workout that they're looking for.